Most people think the biggest rival in Formula 1 is a driver from another team. It isn't. The biggest rival is usually your teammate. If Lando Norris beats a Ferrari, maybe the McLaren was faster. If Piastri beats a Mercedes, maybe the Mercedes had a problem. But when Norris and Piastri compare lap times, excuses become much harder to find. They have almost the same machinery, same engineers, same information. The comparison feels personal, and that's why teammate rivalries can become the most psychologically intense battles in sports. Today we're using the Norris-Piastri collision as a case study to understand how rivalries grow, and why trust inside a team is so fragile, and why Mercedes may eventually face similar challenges with George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. I'm the mid-commentator Chris, chalk's ready. Psychologists have known for decades that people naturally compare themselves to others, but not all comparisons carry the same weight. You compare yourself most strongly to people who are similar to you. Formula 1 creates the ultimate comparison machine. Your teammate drives almost the exact same car, works with the same team, receives the same information, races on the same track. Every lap becomes a direct comparison. Every qualifying session becomes a scoreboard. 1/10 of a second may sound tiny, but remember what happened in qualifying? Did you in Monaco? Max Verstappen, Kimi Antonelli, 1 freaking millisecond. 1 millisecond can separate two drivers. But in Formula 1, it can change how a driver is viewed by fans, teams, sponsors, and even themselves. That's why teammate battles often feel more personal than fighting anyone else on the grid. The problem is that human brains build stories. Once the driver starts believing a particular story, every new event goes interpreted through it. Like, for example, I learned this on my psychology book. If you believe something, you basically can't do it. Like, for example, if you believe that you're doing worse than any other of your classmates in class, you actually do that. You still go really good. It's called cognitive load. The most valuable thing inside an F1 team is not just the car, it is trust. Teams operate because hundreds of people will share information honestly. Drivers trust engineers, engineers trust drivers. Everyone trusts the people around them that are working toward the same objective. Think of trust like a bank account. Respectful racing makes deposits. Good communication makes deposits. Fair treatment makes deposits. Contact makes withdrawals. Public blame makes withdrawals. Suspicion makes withdrawals. After a teammate collision, teams are not only repairing carbon fiber, but they are trying to rebuild a trust account. And that is usually much harder. This is why Mercedes is becoming so interesting. George Russell is established, experienced, competent, too confident. Power unit failure. +1 power unit failure. One of the fastest drivers on the grid. Kimi Antonelli is arriving with enormous expectations, and Formula 1 history teaches us something fascinating. By the way, he's the first Italian driver ever to get 4 wins in a row, 5 wins in a row. The most intense teammate rivalries really begin with one driver is clearly faster. They begin when the gap starts disappearing. When both drivers genuinely believe they can become the team's future, competition is, let's just say, healthy. Great teams need competition. The challenge is preventing competition from becoming conflict. I don't know. That's one of the hardest leadership problems in Formula 1. Most people often think teammate crashes are engineering problems or driving mistakes or driving incidents. Sometimes they are, but very often they are psychology problems. Problems involving comparison, pressure, ambition. Contact itself may last less than a second. The psychological effects can influence an entire season. And that is why crashing into your teammate is not just a racing incident. It is one of the most complicated problems in all of motorsport. See you next time. I'm the mini commentator Chris. I'm about to hit the DRS zone.